child sacrifice, sexual immorality, and the worship of money. The ancient spirit of Baal has returned, and Jonathan Cahn shows how it has taken root in the heart of America. In the Old Testament, the primary spiritual battle fought by the nation of Israel was against the seductive and demonic religion of Baal worship. Baal was the chief god of the Canaanites, a deity of fertility, rain, and prosperity. His worship was characterized by two primary practices: unrestrained sexual immorality through ritual prostitution, and the horrific act of child sacrifice. To the modern mind, it seems unthinkable that a nation chosen by God could fall into such depravity. But Jonathan Cahn delivers a chilling message. The same demonic spirit that seduced ancient Israel has now returned and has deeply infiltrated modern American culture. He argues that the spirit of Baal is alive and well, and that America is now practicing the very same abominations that brought about the judgment and destruction of the northern kingdom of Israel. This is not a metaphor. Cahn insists it is a spiritual reality that explains the rapid moral and social collapse we are witnessing today. The low, hypnotic drumming from an ancient Canaanite high place can be heard again, not on a dusty hilltop, but through the speakers and screens of our modern world. The first great pillar of Baal worship was the sexualization of the culture. The rituals of Baal were centered on fertility rites, which involved orgiastic and immoral sexual practices in his temples. It was a religion that deified lust and removed all moral boundaries. Cahn draws a direct and startling parallel to the sexual revolution in America. He argues that the explosion of pornography, the normalization of sexual immorality, the redefinition of marriage, and the rampant sexualization of children in media and education are not merely social trends. They are the modern manifestations of the spirit of Baal, a spirit that seeks to sever the sacred link between sexuality, marriage, and procreation that was ordained by God. A culture that worships Baal will inevitably become a culture obsessed with sexual gratification, and it will tear down every biblical standard of morality that stands in its way. The sound of ancient revelry has been replaced by the incessant digital stream of hypersexualized content that floods our society. The second and most horrific pillar of Baal worship was child sacrifice. At the high places of Baal and his consort Molech, infants were burned alive as offerings to the gods, a sacrifice made to ensure future prosperity and convenience. Cahn makes his most controversial and powerful point here. He identifies the modern practice of abortion as the 21st century equivalent of child sacrifice. He argues that the millions of unborn children who have been aborted in America are a national sacrifice made on the altar of convenience, career, and personal freedom. It is the offering of a child's life for the sake of the parent's prosperity, the very same motivation that drove the ancient Canaanites. The spirit of Baal, Cahn contends, is a bloodthirsty spirit that has always demanded the shedding of innocent blood. By legalizing and celebrating abortion, America has unknowingly reinstituted the most abominable practice of Baal worship. The connection between these two pillars, sexual immorality and child sacrifice, is not accidental. A culture that embraces sexual license without consequences will inevitably demand a way to dispose of the unwanted fruit of that license. Cahn argues that abortion is the necessary conclusion of the sexual revolution. The two practices are inextricably linked, both in ancient Canaan and in modern America. They are the twin abominations of the spirit of Baal. Furthermore, Baal was a god of prosperity. The people worshipped him because they believed he would bring rain and make their crops grow, ensuring their financial success. This connects the spirit of Baal to the idol of Mammon, the worship of wealth. Cahn shows how these two spirits work together: the desire for wealth and materialism, the worship of Mammon, is often the driving force behind both the sexual immorality and the child sacrifice. A culture devoted to mammon will see children as a financial burden and will view sexual morality as a hindrance to personal and financial fulfillment. What is the spiritual consequence of a nation embracing the spirit of Baal? For ancient Israel, the answer was unequivocal: judgment. God sent prophet after prophet, including Elijah in his famous showdown on Mount Carmel, to call the people to repentance, but they refused. As a result, God gave them over to their enemies, and the northern kingdom of Israel was utterly destroyed, its people carried off into exile. Cahn's solemn warning is that America is now facing the same fate. A nation that has been so blessed by God and has now turned to the same demonic spirits that Israel worshipped is placing itself under the same divine judgment. The moral and spiritual collapse we see is not the cause of the judgment. It is the judgment itself. God is giving the nation over to the darkness it has chosen. The only hope, Cahn insists, is the same hope that was offered to Israel: repentance. It is a call for the nation to recognize the demonic nature of the path it is on, to tear down the modern high places of Baal, to turn from sexual immorality and the shedding of innocent blood, and to return to the one true God who is the source of all life and blessing. The spirit of Baal is ancient, powerful, and seductive. It promises freedom, pleasure, and prosperity, but its path leads only to death and destruction. Cahn's message is a prophetic alarm bell, a call to see the spiritual reality behind the cultural headlines, and to make a choice, just as Elijah did on Mount Carmel. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him. If this message has opened your eyes to the spiritual battle raging for the soul of our nation, subscribe for more content that dares to speak the truth in these critical times.